WussDaDeal, it's your girl Tspokes. I'm here on season 2 of the WussDaDeal series with your boy Gina.
Be direct with it, we gon' step with it. Creme de la creme of the crop, know the best in it. Talking about the West and they ain't even part of West business. West Coast matters, we outside, tell them let's get it. I thought niggas had problems, but I'm guessing they ain't need them.
I am from the IE, San Bernardino to be exact. I grew up in San Bernardino. I would describe my sound as West Coast, but I would also describe myself as being very versatile because I can be super conscious or I can be on like, you know, the party vibe, have you turn up, make you want to dance to the music. So I would say I'm like a perfect mix. Perfect mix. Best of both worlds.
In the whip I do the dash now, finish on my ass now. Look at all the shit I have now. Running laps until I pass out. Y'all ain't working OT. Niggas only know the old me. They say and talk about the OT. Crispy like a protein. It's to the chin like you the goatee. I took them all, y'all should know me. Well, I got some time today. Wanna play ball, I ain't gon' pitch it any kind of way. Stop talking while I'm talking. Let me finish what I gotta say. Let me put that shit on. I don't do this just for holidays, so I'ma talk my shit then. Stepping like I'm 6'10". Need a BB Simmons bank rolling a big Benz. Plus a little something to light my wrist up like I'm Ben 10. All I have is good times, and all I have is history. Know you looking down, you won't want this shit to get to me. I'm feeling like I lost, cause you ain't here to share this victory. Like, look at what you did to me, this wasn't in the plans. Piece of me went with you and I'll never understand. Scrolling through my phone, reminiscing, I'm like, damn.
I would say Tspokes is a lover of music, clearly. But I would say like the road is my muse. Like I've been influenced by spoken word. I grew up listening, you know, to like Snoop and DJ Quick, and you know, so that also influenced my sound. So I mean, I would just say I'm like a product of the West. Hey. I mean, my mom would tell me, like, even before I could talk, I would be in the backseat of my car seat, like, going crazy to the music before I could even talk or say anything. So, I mean, I think it's God-given, but I do think the music that I grew up listening to did influence my decision to be a rapper. I mean, because even my cadence and the little pockets that I get into, all of that was studied from the greats before me. So I would say that they had a heavy influence on me being a rapper. I got introduced to spoken word in middle school. So when I was in middle school, they had like a mentor come through, and I was already rapping. So the principal knew I was rapping. It was like, oh, she needs to be a part of the spoken word. But I would say that it helped with like my stage practice. I feel like that's why I'm so comfortable on stage, because I'm used to going on stage and performing in front of a big crowd, you know, and then the rapping just came natural, you know what I'm saying? It flowed all into each other, because you can do poetry in front of a big crowd. You have to recite your lyrics and be able to like vocalize yourself well while you're up there, because a lot of the times when I was doing spoken word, we did it without microphones. So I think that also helped me too. I think it really helped with my stage presence. What's crazy about WAP is I did not expect WAP to do what it did for me. And around that time, I've already been like rapping for years, but I had just started recording myself. So I had booked a studio session, and I didn't have anything written before the session. So I literally wrote WAP before my studio session, rushed it, went and recorded it. When I recorded it, everybody in there was like, oh, this is hard. I'm like, y'all like it? Like, you know, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't think it was that. And it took off from there. Like, people still come up to me to this day, like, you're the girl that made WAP. We used to be turned up to that function. I'm like, really? I had no clue. Shoot. The idea came from my manager. So I was already doing that before. But when we were trying to figure out a way to expand my audience and just to get people to find out about me, he was like, okay, well, you have to be more consistent with dropping your content. So we came up with Tspokes Tuesdays. All right, boom. I would come to the studio every week. He's like, okay, I need you to have, you know, a 16 to this, 16 to that. You need to do this, do that. So it's like, it just became clockwork consistently. Like, all right, we're going to be knocking these out, posting them every Tuesday. And slowly but surely, the traction just grew. So huge, because people have short attention spans. So it's like, if you're not in front of everybody's face all the time, then they'll forget about you. So I think me being consistent has, like I said, helped me expand my fan base. It's built, you know, traction, and I think it's opened up everybody to what I have to offer as an artist. So consistency is key. Oh man, I've gotten a lot of opportunities. My first Gina Cypher that I did with Gina, like my first Cypher I did ever was because somebody saw my Tspokes Tuesdays and they reached out to me like, you know, oh you hard, this, that. And it's opened a lot of doors for me. I've been given a lot of opportunities. It's done well, you know? It's honestly dope. I met Dave through someone that I was working with prior. So I was working with a producer, shout out to BJ, and he booked a studio session at Dave's studio. So I came and recorded. I didn't even interact with Dave much that day, but he overheard me recording. And so after that, he reached out to me and he was like, you know, I think you're really talented, yada, yada, yada. If you ever need somewhere to record, you can come here. But I've heard that plenty of times. So I just kind of took with the grain of salt. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And he was consistent, he kept reaching out to me. Hey, come through, come through, come through. So then I just started coming through. Naturally, we built a relationship. When I first asked him to be my manager, he said no. He said I had nothing to manage yet. We were creative collaborators. That was the term that he used. So after we were creative collaborators for a minute, he was like, okay, now you have something to manage. I'll be your manager. Like, you know, so the relationship was built naturally. Let me say this before I say the whole spiel. I think that there's a lane for that, but I just don't think that that lane needs to be the standard, right? Because before we've had our Sexy Reds, we had our Lil Kims, and we had our Foxy Browns, and we've had, you know, female rappers who, you know, dive into that, you know, subject matter. But I just feel like with me, I want to be a representation of, you know, the females who really have bars, like, you know, because we're out there, and I feel like we often get overlooked for the ones who are rather shake their ass in a video or rather do this and that. And there's more to an artist than that, and just what meets the eye, you know, what you see physically. I think that we can dive deeper and just be able to give people more in the music. I mean, people respect us as female rappers, and I think female rappers are taking over, but I think that's why a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't listen to female rappers, because that you gotta be able to make music that I feel like everybody can relate to across the board. And if you're making music about just one thing, then you're kind of Xing out your male audience, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're doing just this, then you're Xing out your female audience. So I think that there needs to be a balance, you know? And sexualizing yourself doesn't have to be the standard. Like, I don't have to get naked on camera just for you guys to respect me or to listen to my music. It's like, you're gonna hear what I have to say, you know? And that's gonna be, right, that's gonna be respect right here. I think what keeps me true to me is my foundation, you know? I feel like first of all, I don't wanna, this is gonna sound funny, I don't wanna put nothing out there that's gonna have like my granny or my auntie or somebody looking at me like, damn, like what is it? You know what I'm saying? So I just think I represent them as well. As well as represent myself. Like I just don't want certain things to be attached to my name. And I want to be respected in every room that I walk in, whether I'm a female or not. So it's like, you know. So it happened really fast. Yes, I was nervous. Gina called me the day before the Cypher. So everybody was like, she made a post on Instagram, like, you know, tag some artists that, you know, you think are, you know, fire, whatever. So a lot of people started tagging me. And she just slid in my DMs. And she was like, send me your number, we'll do me and Gina hop on the phone. She like, okay, I need you to be here tomorrow in the morning, yada, yada, yada. And that was that. So, I mean, I didn't go to work that day. I was supposed to go to work. That's probably why I got fired from that job. I was supposed to go to work, but I'm like, this is swag. I'm not coming. I gotta go. So, yeah, we just pulled up there and made it happen. And I was nervous as hell. That's why I had my sunglasses on. I'm sure everybody saw that. I had my sunglasses on. I was super nervous. But Sway made it feel like he's known me forever. Like, he makes you feel super comfortable. The whole process was dope. Everybody, all the other artists that were there were dope. It was great. It was like a once in a lifetime thing. I mean, even though I met Sway again and got to be around him again, to me, that was huge because I grew up watching like my favorite artists go rap on Sway. So I'm like, damn, I get the opportunity to go on Sway. So that was big for me. So the opportunities that came from that, after I did the Cypher, Sway did an article on me. He really just like dived into like, you know, what I'm doing, and he showed major love. I'm still tapped into Sway. Like, Sway is always, shoot, I can hit Sway up right now and he's gonna respond, and that's weird. Like, I mean, it's cool, but it's like, damn, like he's a legend, you know what I'm saying? And my drive after that was to just keep going and put me on 10. Because now I knew for real, okay, people are watching. Like, you know, I think that was a real moment that I got to experience where it made everything real. Like, okay, I can really do this. You know, I'm sitting in rooms because even when I went to Sway, I walked in, Kayla for real sitting right there. It's like, this is real, you know? So I think it just put me in a headspace like, I gotta go crazy now. Like, I really gotta go crazy. My foot was all the way on the gas after that.
You were able to meet Reason at that time, right? TDE Reason?
I met Reason at the first Cypher that I did. So shout out to the Black Market. They reached out to me. That was the first Cypher I ever did. And Reason, his girl, Ali Stone, was the one who put on the Cypher. Okay. And I didn't even know that connection until she called me and she like, she texted us in the group chat. And she's like, we're gonna have you guys record your verses, and then we're gonna have a session with Reason. You know, that he just wants you guys to pull up, come sit in. I'm like, Reason? Okay. Like, you know, me and Reason already been tapped in through Instagram. He's been, you know, following my career. So that was my first time meeting him. I got to meet him at the session. It was cool. He's a great person and super chill. So yeah. It feels good because it's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming. So it feels good to be able to walk into these spaces and just be acknowledged, you know, just for my craft and to be around my peers who are also doing the same thing. It's great. It's great for me. I came up with the idea to do my own Cypher after I was feeling some type of way, getting overlooked in different, you know, areas.
Right.
I feel like a lot of people were putting things on and they wouldn't put me on it. And I would be like, you know, I just feel like I kind of, not to say I deserved a spot to be on there, but I just feel like I would have added something to whatever they were doing. You know what I'm saying? I would have liked to be a part of it. So I'm like, okay, you know the saying, like, you know, if they don't make any room, like, you know, for you at the table, you gotta make your own table. I'm not pulling up a seat. I'm about to make my own table. So I'm like, I'm about to do my own Cypher. Instead of waiting on everybody, like, oh, I see Cypher coming out, like, damn, I wish they would put me in that one. Damn, I wish they. I'm like, forget it. I'm gonna be the person that's putting them on, so then people like, oh, I want to be in your shit. So came up with the idea. I wanted to shed light on female artists again. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna do it all females. And yeah, that's how that came about. And then everybody who's in the Cypher, like, we've been, you know, locked in for a minute. I've been following all of their careers individually, so I just felt like it would be perfect to bring us all together. No. I knew it was gonna go well, but I mean, like, Kiaja, she got 2 million views, so I'm like, man, that's huge. That's huge. I feel like that was a win for all of us. I didn't expect it to go that crazy. I knew it was gonna go crazy, but I didn't expect it to go that crazy. I was like, okay. Davis mastermind, man. Without him, Dave he set up the whole scenery for the Cypher. He built, what was that called? Did you build? Whatever it's called. He built a set for the Cypher. By himself. Literally by himself, solo dolo. He helped create the beat. Everything. He shot it.
Shout out to Dave.
Shout out to Dave. That's the man with the plan. I keep saying it.
I'll never forget the day when you guys pulled up to the Cypher we did.
Yeah.
And I remember I'm trying to set shit up, and dude was like, "Gabe, that's Tspokes." I said, "I know, nigga. I told her to come."
Yeah.
He was like, "Yo, she hard."
Yeah.
I like that.
He was the first person to greet me when I walked in. He like, Spokes. I'm like, you know, I know who you are, nigga.
Yeah.
Like, you one of the coldest.
Oh God. So since we're talking about Duda real quick, were you guys already in cahoots before then, or in that moment was when you guys said, "Hey, we gotta do a record"? Because you guys ended up doing the song.
We had already been following each other. That was our first time really meeting. Shout out to Marco for that, right? That was our first time really meeting and like connecting in person. And we had already, like, you know, before that discussed, like, you know, you are, we gotta do a record. But I think actually meeting in person, it was like, oh, you gotta work, yeah. So that established that for sure. I was working on a couple of records, and I was telling Dave that I wanted to do a song with Duda. So I recorded that song, I recorded my verse of the song and the hook. And then I'm like, maybe we could put him on this one. And so Dave was like, I think this is the one. We hit Duda up, he came to the next session. When I say Duda is a machine, like, let me just say that. My boy walked in, we chilled for a little bit, took a couple shots, he went into the booth, change the colors of the lights, he was ready. Like, what? He just put the headphones on, closed his eye, and that nigga just in there just going crazy. I'm like, oh my God. He like, run it back, Daddy, run it back, run it back, run it back. He in there going crazy too. It was all off the top of the head. All off the top of the head. I mean, he went in there and gassed it. Like, gassed it. It was a great session. We vibed really well. It was cool. It was cool. I was happy to just finally be able to do a song with him, because when I think of the lyricist coming out of the IE, I think of him off the top.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to talk about this without saying too much, right? So, I got picked up for an opportunity in Atlanta. And when I went to go, when I went out there, the conversation was artists from the West Coast or to West Coast, right? And I'm like, okay. Like, I was kind of hearing that in Cali, but then going to another state and that's what they're saying, like, oh no, you gotta do West Coast. It's like, to West Coast, like, what is that, So when I came back home with the intentions of writing a West Coast anthem for the West Coast, because I'm like, if y'all don't love us, who gonna love us? You know what I'm saying? We gotta love ourselves. So it's like, I'm about to put on for us and show you guys what the West Coast is about. And yeah, that was pretty much the story behind it. And I didn't even mean for it to be around the Kendrick and Drake thing. Like, it just so happened to be like that. I think we were all, Kendrick and Drake had their thing going on, but I think as, the West Coast, we were already feeling like left out. Like, okay, you guys don't rock with us, y'all don't like our music, we're not getting picked for XXL, we're not getting picked for this, for that. So it's like, let's show them that the West Coast matters. Now we're still here, we're not going anywhere.
Be direct with it, we gon' step with it. Creme de la creme of the crop, know the best in it. Talking about the West and they ain't even part of West business. West Coast matters, we outside, tell them let's get it. I thought niggas had problems, but I'm guessing they ain't need those. Two-stepping on niggas, they just stupid, or must be slow. If I'm too West Coast, and I just guess that has to be so. Lacing up my checks is getting hot, they finna see smoke. Gon' be smoke, no games play, we coming for niggas. Pick a side and stay there, you finna run with them niggas. We ain't changing up for nobody, dicky suited and low riding. Who said we needed cosigning, getting hyphy and ghost riding? From SoCal to NorCal, we staying connected. We ain't say you had to like it, but you gotta respect it. It's a doctor whoop a nigga feet to send him a message. Had the world talking about it like we didn't expect it. Got them digging up they mans from underneath all the wreckage. We the coast that do the most to keep the culture protected. Cause it's been like that and still like that. And I'ma be the one to say it first since they feel like that. Say it loud. I'm from the West and I'm
be direct with it. We gon' step with it. Creme de la creme of the crop. Know the best did it. Talking about the West and they ain't even part of West business. When I said that, I just said that we're the best of the best, creme de la creme of the crop, and the best of the West. We already did, what we came to do. So we already got legends. We got people that got their foot in the game to put on for younger artists. So yeah, the best did it. When you talk about the West, just know that the best did it. And then I said, talking about the West and they ain't even part of West business. West Coast matters, we outside, tell them let's get it. Just pretty much saying it's a lot of people. You heard in the beginning of the song, you feel me? It's a lot of people that's not from the West that like to speak on the West, speak on what's going on in the West, how we move, how we make our music, our culture. So it's just pretty much like, if you're not a part of West business, you really don't have an opinion on what the West is doing, right? So I thought niggas had problems, but I'm guessing they ain't need those. Two-stepping on niggas, they just stupid or must be slow. If I'm too West Coast and I just guess that has to be so. Lacing up my chucks is getting hot, they finna see smoke. Pretty much I brought up the chucks because that's a staple in the West Coast. Two-stepping, that's West Coast culture. And I thought niggas had problems, but I'm guessing they ain't need those. I'm talking about Kendrick and Drake, because a lot of people were saying that Kendrick can hang with Drake or yada yada yada, and it's like, he really don't want them problems. We saw what happened. They not like us, right? So that's what I mean by that. On beast mode, no games played. We coming for niggas. Pick a side and stay there. You finna run with them niggas. Everybody who was talking about the West Coast, saying that Kendrick couldn't step to Drake, stay on that side. Stay with the OG hoes. I said we ain't changing up for nobody. Dicky suited and low riding. You said we needed co-signing, getting hyphy and ghost riding. I'm just pretty much talking about the SoCal to NorCal connection, which flows into the next bar. Right, hey, and hyphy, yeah. From SoCal to NorCal, we staying connected, it all flows together. We didn't say you had to like it, but you gotta respect it. It's a dot to whoop a nigga's feet to send him a message. Had the world talking about it like we didn't expect it. Yet again, you hear what I'm talking about. Got them digging up they mans from underneath all the wreckage. We the coast that do the most to keep the culture protected. West Coast, everybody knows we got clown dancers. Low Riders, like I said, Chuck Taylors. You feel me? Black and Brown make the world go round. Hey, we got the essays. You feel me? So it's like that's West Coast culture. Period. I said it's been like that and still like that, and I'm gonna be the one to say it first since they feel like that. And pretty much I'm just representing for the West. I'm gonna be the one to say it first. I'm from the West and I'm proud, and nobody can change that. Hey, West Coast matters. What's the deal? It's your girl Tspokes. I want to thank my boy Gnice for having me. You can find me on Instagram at Tspokes Music, Twitter at I am Tspokes, all social media platforms, streaming platforms, Tspokes Music. New project coming out, Tspokes and the homie Cypher coming out. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. West Coast Matters music video dropping soon.
Be direct with it. We gon' step with it. Creme de la creme of the crop, know the best in it. Talking about the West and they ain't even part of West business. West Coast matters, we outside, tell them let's